What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with an all new episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Let's get into it. So, we open up with Candace. She's in her home, her mom is visiting, and she's nitpicking on how she has her counters, how she fluffs her pillows, just nitpicking. Her mom has her own luxury room with that cutout of Miss Dorothy, and Candace in her confessional that Miss Dorothy still visits as much as she used to when her name was on the deed. Moving on. Giselle. Giselle is taking her daughter Grace out for test driving because she passed her written and takes her to a parking lot so she can get comfortable with being behind the wheel. Giselle is a nervous wreck, which makes Grace nervous. So since Grace is pretty much a brand new driver, she's not really, hands on with what's going on in the gears. So it's making her nervous. And I remember when I first started driving, I was like, I paid attention to how my parents drove. Where my mom had her foot, how she backed in, how she looked away. I was pretty much, recognizing the things. But since Grace is brand new, doesn't know a thing about driving, this is going to be a test. And Giselle is a nervous wreck. She screams, which made Grace scream and cuss. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. She got cones out to make sure she is following the cones. She damn near almost ran over the cameraman. And she needs to know the Prindle, and she wishes that Jamal was down the street so she could say go let your daddy handle this. But since Giselle is doing it, she's taking up for the team and doing what she needs to do. That was it. Mia's talking to her husband about making sure that their kids are virtual learning, and she's also having a phone conversation with her mom about inviting her out for ice cream with the kids. And we find out that Mia has more siblings. She has twin siblings, brother and sister, and an older brother, 8 years older brother, and 7 years younger sibling. So we find out that her sister has a very close relationship with the mom. She's also not married, and she also watches her kids. Mia is feeling some type of way because even though they have been working towards their issues, it's a sense of hurt that her sister has a better relationship than she did, considering the fact that she was put up for adoption and she has to pretty much, find her way to get in contact with her, find out she's good, and now she wants to pretty much, start from scratch to get to a good place. But I don't know how that's going to go, because to find out that you have more of a close relationship to my sibling, my younger sibling, than you had with me, and I'm the oldest, well, the brother than her, but considering the fact that this is one of the kids that you gave up. You gave up, had her in foster care. And now that you have a better relationship with the other sister and you are in a very much start from scratch era with her, I don't know. The fact that you are such a willing participant to help out your other daughter than to help out her, I will feel some type of way about that. And it's like you have more time with her than you have with me. We're going to find out more about where that led to, because considering the fact that the mom can't stand to be around Mia because Mia reminded her so much of her dad, but I feel like that's not Mia's fault. You can't blame that the man that you fell in love with and did not find no one else to love. You can't be a mom, or you cannot overlook the pain and the anger towards the dad to still have a better relationship with your daughter. But we're going to find out more about next episode. Moving on. Mia is also talking to her husband Gordon about Candace's video coming up on how she has a Fast and Furious theme. She's wondering what to wear. And she also tells him about Chris being her manager. So there was a time in the beginning of Mia and Gordon's relationship that he was managing her. When she opened up her spa, and he was managing her, but then she felt like she really wanted him to take a step back so she could figure it out on her own, because it caused a strain in their relationship in that moment. And she's just pretty much, trying to see Candace is thinking it through about wanting your husband to be manager, because it can get sticky and it can lead to being conflict. It can affect your home life, and your home life can now affect your marriage, and you don't want it to affect your marriage. And you definitely don't want it to affect how you conduct your business while you are having a managerial relationship with your husband, because it can lead to your album being a flop and also you being a one-hit wonder. When Mia was talking about her experience of also being in business with her husband, and also her husband being a manager, because opening a business is new for Mia at the time. And since her husband was on 14 franchises, so he knew the foundation on how to run a business. So she figured, why not have my husband help me? But the way that he helped her made her feel small, probably, how she doesn't know anything. So she's like, you know what? Take a step back. Take a step back, because I don't want us to conflict with us. So let's just Not, let's just not cross those lines. Which I wasn't mad at Mia for giving her opinion and for her giving her experience, because she wasn't talking about Candace. She was talking about her. She just wishes that Candace think this through if you really want your husband to be your manager. Karen has a quick scene. She's on the phone with her publicist talking about her candle. Like she was, preparing a little care package with her Ladon perfume and the candle. So hers has a 3-wick candle, which is can send fill out a larger room, which is a good thing, you know what I'm saying, because I have a lot of candles and one wick could definitely fill out one room. Like she said, a 1-wick candle could fill out a powder room, a dressing room, a makeup room. It definitely can. A 3-wick could fit a larger scale, like a living room and a dining room. So it wasn't a shade against Wendy. I didn't find her shading Wendy, because she even said Wendy is a bright, intelligent woman, and I'm pretty sure her candle line is going to be a success. So I didn't find nothing wrong with what Karen was saying. She was just pretty much explaining the difference of a candle, which is true. A 3-wick and a 1-wick candle can spread differently. Like I said, a 1-wick can handle a small room, while a 3-wick can handle a larger room where you can smell it from all different areas. The hallway, the kitchen, the other room, you can smell it. So I wasn't mad at Karen for it. Wendy. Now, Wendy looked amazing when she was telling her business plan to Eddie with that leopard shirt and her glass. I'm like, come on, Wendy. She was giving me sexy businesswoman, like sexy CEO. That's what she was giving me. So her candle line is On Ye Home Essentials. It's a beautiful name. And she wants her husband to be on board to support it. And her vision plan, she wants to incorporate her candles to be in the line of interior design, aromatherapy, not just scent. And also, trending it with the themes in the industry. Because you can also incorporate a design with a candle. If you want an autumn theme, you can also have an autumn scent. It can work. So her husband's asking her, how much do you want the candles to sell for? She doesn't have an answer. How much is it to make the candles? She doesn't have an answer. What is your budget out of pocket to spend? She said, I want to spend at least $50,000. No more than $50,000. The producer asked her, how much have you invested in your business so far? She said, I have my receipts, but I need to put on a spreadsheet on Excel and get it all down to the total amount. So she's pretty much lost in that aspect. I mean, she got the vision board down, but she still doesn't have the financial standpoint of how much you want the business to start. Or what is your budget? What is your overall projection of how much you want to spend? And like I said in my few videos on how, Wendy, you can have so much success in your other degrees, but yet you cannot come up with the basic answers for the business that you are creating. You are a very intelligent woman, and Google is your friend. Google is my friend too. So the fact that you did not have the numbers down as to how much you want candles to sell for, how much do you buy candles on a regular basis? Like, I know you have candles in the house, but how much do you want your candles to sell for? You have to have known what a number in the top of your head of how much you want a candle to sell for. And you should have been looking online on how much it is to make a candle. Google, YouTube, you know what I'm saying? There are other ways where you can definitely find information about how to make a candle or how to sell a candle. And so her husband said, you got a lot of work to do. I mean, you got your vision board planned down, but yet you still are missing the missing key. You're still missing the general aspect. How you going to pay for it? How you don't have those numbers down? I'm going to support you, but I'm going to pull out if you spend too much money. Boom, bam, pow. That's it. Ashley goes to her Uncle Lump's house to say hi, to see the kids, to see, show them the kids so she can have a conversation. Her family, her Uncle Lump and her aunt, they've been together for nearly 27 years. She's lived with them once upon a time when she was younger. She watched her daughter grow up. And that's like, her second home. And in the midst of this being her second home, she is talking about the trials and tribulations of what a woman goes through when you have children. Her uterus is her uterus is all lopsided. Vagina is inside out. She had a bubble going up there, and she's not ashamed of talking about it to her family. She is an open book when it comes to that. When I was listening to it, I'm like, you know what, Ashley? I get that you are trying to break that picture perfect box when you have a kid, and people want that, that glow when you see a woman holding her pregnant baby, the belly, it's that glow. It is a trying time and a lot that goes through a woman's body when you have children. When I had my kids, my boobs got bigger. I had the stretch marks all over my stomach. I got the tiger stripes on the side of my thighs and everything. I had a tear. Both my kids tore me when I gave birth. A tour, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot that a woman goes through. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get those type of women that goes out unscathed when they have kids. You got a whole lot of other women that go through blood clots, severe body changes, preeclampsia, swollen cankles. They go through a lot, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it is a blessing, but it is also a very hard and strenuous journey of having kids, you know what I'm saying? And I like the fact that Ashley is not, sugarcoating the fact that, listen, I went through hell giving kids. I went through hell. But at the end of the day, I don't think she would trade it for another one, because I was able to have my children. And I'm blessed to have my kids, you know what I'm saying? I was blessed that I had natural births, safe natural births with my kids, and I was able to still get back to my shape. I'm not in my shape that I was before I got pregnant, but I'm a little thicker than I was. But I can definitely tone it down and have my own shape. And since I'm done having kids, I'm straight. So then we talk about Michael and this movie making business. Her whole family is like, movie making business. That is definitely a leap from in real estate. She said Michael is not the type to retire, but he doesn't want to do real estate forever. But, her uncle was like, listen, when I had my business and I was looking from a financial standpoint, I was not ready to just jump ahead to another business. I had to work with what I had. And she said, we're going to do it together. And they said, you're going to do it together? You sure? Because remember what happened last time? The whole eye situation. She said she's not fully on board with the movie making business, because she is worried about, making sure we are financially stable to take care of our children. But she doesn't want it to affect their relationship than it did before. And she's not sure if Michael is going to see that. I'm also trying to understand if Michael, the fact that Michael wants to jump ahead to another business, I don't know if he's even thinking it through. Being in the movie business is a very hard business. You have to have actual money to put in and to have money to get out, to put out. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that Ashley is not fully on board with this, I feel like she shouldn't do it. But he wants to include her in it. And I'm like, well, I understand he wants to include you in it, but if you're not on board, you shouldn't do it. And the fact that you do not want it to affect your marriage like it did before, then you need to, express to him, Michael, I don't think that we should do this. And if you are going to do this, I need you to be completely clear and understanding and think, dot all the T's and I's, cross all the T's and I's, and make sure this is right. Because we still have a family that we have to take care of. And I don't know if I think Michael was going to definitely use this as another way of him not being home. Use this as a way for him to not help out with the kids, because they was asking her, how is it going with the nanny? And she never thought that she would have an attractive nanny due to her husband's temptations, but she's not thinking about that. She's like, she's a saving grace of helping me and my kids. But the whole movie making business, I'm not trusting it. If she's not on board, I don't think that she should do it. And Ashley, get your nest egg up. You know what I'm saying? Find making sure that you and your kids are good. You and your kids are good if Michael makes a flop movie. So that way you guys can still be good, and he gonna have to figure it out. That's all I want to say. Robin is with Juan looking at a storage unit for a storage warehouse for her hats, and Robin looked pretty with them two French braids. She looked really nice. And of course, she's run out of space in her mom's office, so she's looking for another space for her hats. So apparently, she gets like 15,000 orders to this day. She gets about 15,000 orders, and she grosses about 60K. I'm like, wow. You making all that money, but why are you using your mom's office? Because it's cheap, or you ain't got to pay for it to keep your space? I have no idea. But she wants to be sure that all the numbers are corrected. So the space they're looking at are for like startup businesses, so they can have a space. They have a space for different businesses. An 800 square foot unit, which is enough space. So you have to pay between $1,700 and $2,000 a month. Now they were like, ooh, that's expensive. But if you're making 60K, that shouldn't affect you. That should not burn a hole in your pocket, to my belief. That shouldn't burn a hole. So while they're having a discussion, they are also wondering if this is going to come crashing down, because they're over $100,000 over budget of the house that they're building. And it made me wonder, what are you guys doing with your money? What are you guys doing? Robin, if you're making grossly $60,000 of hats, how are you over budget with the hat? With the house? Like y'all need to, y'all gonna have to literally go to get a business account, a budget account, and your own personal account. And whatever money you make, you gonna have to like split it so every form can like grow. And obviously, if you're making that much money with your hats, y'all shouldn't even be over budget. Y'all should have money coming in like nothing. So that way, nothing can get behind, left. Doing it on your own is tough, but I don't know. That really made me wonder. 100, oh, but she said you want to the first time, want to have that marble flooring, have the high ceiling, have the house the way that we wanted to. But the fact that y'all are over $100,000 over budget, but you make 60K a month in hats, make the math up for me. Okay. So then she also talks to him about having more of a softer approach when it comes to her motivating her, comes to him, encouraging her, because the whole thing about her not getting out of bed until 2 o'clock in the morning is unattractive. And he said, you know what, all right, I'll be softer, but I would have been softer before we had a baby girl. I don't like that. I don't like that. I felt like because you want to give her a baby, she has to give you a baby in order for you to be nice to her. And be softer. Why? Because she's a mom of a boy. She's mom of boys. You can't be softer? Okay, Juan. But he said, I will learn how to be softer. I will know how to encourage you and motivate you a little bit better, not be so coachy all the time. And I'm like, okay, it was a cute scene. I would say it made me think differently. But I don't like the fact that Juan feels like I'd rather give you a baby than to marry you in order for me to be nice to you. I don't know if I feel about that. Okay. Candace is at her dance rehearsal preparing for her routine and her music video. And she got all of her extras coming in besides Ashley. She has to plug that in because they flashed back into a scene where she was talking about the video and Giselle was asking advice. She said no. We have closed casting. Ashley said she's busy. Moving on. So since she's not a signed artist, she's paying the whole thing out of pocket. They have spent over $10,000 for this music video. And Candace is not a best dancer either. So she's trying to learn the steps. So she calls Chris to make sure everything is secure. The location, yes. Location, yes. The cars are coming. And apparently, the timing of the cars, they're only going to have one time to do one take. Because the sun is going to go down and the sun is not going to be enough. And since the sun is going to down, you're not going to have enough lighting. And she said that one take, well, that's what they have to do. I mean, the cars were only available for this one day, and they probably have a very specific time slot. So since, her music video was in between the mid-afternoon towards, nighttime, they only had a few times to get one take. Enough time to get one take. So he's saying, what do you want to do? You want the sun to fucking wait? The sun can't wait. So she doesn't like how he's coming at her, but he says, you don't know what type of person I am when you come at me. It's a back and forth. And she just felt like, well, I just want to make sure everything's good. Okay, well, have I fumbled anything? Have I dropped the ball? Have I fucked shit up? She said no. Okay, so after no thing, nothing that should be said after that. Nothing else. Don't talk to me about nothing else. If I haven't done nothing wrong, let me do what I do. If I have everything under control, you should just trust me. She's like, okay. So we get to the music video. Everybody is there. The camera crew, and all right, y'all, I'm back. Sorry about that. So we arrive at Candace's video. Everybody's there. The camera crew's there. The director's there. The choreographer's there. But Candace isn't there. Mia arrived looking cute in her booty shorts and her fishnet stockings and heels. Cute. She's like, where is everybody? The call time was 5 o'clock. Wendy shows up looking cute in her red bandana, leather biking, leather jacket, shorts, and fishnet stockings and knee-high boots. Cute. And Giselle comes in with these grease, leather pants, sneakers, a regular she got this distressed jean jacket and a white t-shirt on. She looked okay with her visors on because she still feels a little bit shade just in case that Wendy might throw a little shade towards her way because they call it a truce, but it could still be a little bit rocky. They're like, where Candace? I don't know. Haven't seen her. So Giselle's not going to stand out and I know what to do. So she's going to sit in the car and wait. Then we see Miss Dorothy. Miss Dorothy pulls up. Wendy says hi. Mia is super bubbly. She's like, oh my God, hi. You must be Candace's mom. I'm Mia. Nice to meet you. Wendy, this is me. I know, I could tell. She looks just like Candace. You guys look like sisters. So in the midst of Candace In the midst of Miss Dorothy and Mia pretty much, getting to know each other, Mia blurts out Miss Dorothy's age. And she's like, "Are you 54?" She's like, "Yeah." "I mean, you look good, girl. You look good." Wendy peeps it and says, "I was not raised to just out another woman's age like that. If she was to speak to my mom like that, she would say, 'Don't worry about my age. Worry about how old you look.'" But I feel like, Mia was a bubbly social butterfly, so maybe she just talks like that. So, I found it funny that she just instantly, giggled along with just outing her age like that. But Wendy was like, I wouldn't do that. Either way, Candace finally arrives because she arrives 20 minutes late. So she was from another location. They had an auto shop scene, and they had to come to another location, which was the final scene with all the cars. And everything that Chris set up has been coming to pass. So she's thankful and enjoying the moment. But right now, we find out that the cars are not coming. So they have to figure out how to set the next scene because the sun's going down. And it was like 5:40, and sunset starts at 6:23. So they're like, okay, so the cars are not here. Candace is panicking because it's like, shit, this is why I need Chris to be here. This is why I need Chris to be here. But I feel like maybe, so she already left a lot on him for him to get everything done. I do believe Chris was able to get everything on time. I think it was misunderstanding or a lack of communication on the cars people. That's what I think. And there's this little guy walking around saying, "We need to move, we need to move." I'm like, who's this little short dude? That's her publicist. I'm like, oh, that's your publicist. Okay. So at the same time that everybody's waiting for all the cars to, like, see what's on with the cars. The rest of the girls are arriving. Robin looked really cute with the braids. She had this distressed cutout shirt with the butterflies. She had these distressed pants on with these red heels. She had a red lip. Robin looked really cute. I'm like, Robin, you understood the assignment. This outfit that you have on fit the theme, and you looked really pretty. You did. Karen, amazing. Like Mia said, girl, you just closed a business deal. She sure did, and she looked amazing with that Louis Vuitton bag she had on. Askell, with her natural hair, curly fro in the wind, and her leather jacket across her shoulder with the shorts and the. I was like, come on, Askell, with the red lip. I felt like Askell was giving me Janet Jackson tease. When Janet Jackson was younger, she had that wild curly hair. She would wear those leather jackets. I'm like, she was giving me Janet Jackson tease. She really was. And I was here for it. All the girls looked really pretty. Candace looked cute in her outfit. So I'm like, okay, nobody had a bad outfit. I'm liking it. Moving on. So while they're waiting, Mia and Dorothy are having a sidebar conversation. Because Dorothy is saying little comments about, like, I don't know what's going on. Now I'm finding the car's not coming. Chris, he's our manager, but I don't think he needs to be a manager. So she's like, oh, okay. She said, was Chris coming? She said, no, because he was cooking when I left the house. So her mom is literally going on about how she doesn't think that Chris should be a manager. She's putting her daughters and her husband, son-in-law's business on blast in front of everybody on camera. And, Karen is like, he's trying. He can't do it all. But I'm like, he's doing his best. She said, listen, this is new for both of them. But she's like, listen, I don't think that it doesn't work. Her being a husband and her manager is not going to work. Mia is co-signing it because, listen, I tried it. It doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be my husband, not my manager. And while they're having the conversation, Wendy is hearing it. But she's like, I don't mess with people's families. But I feel like, Mia wasn't, she was just recognizing what was already here. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember in the Williamsburg trip, they were having issues about the whole manager thing. So that was already information that Giselle brought up. Giselle asked. And now it's like, now we're seeing it. Y'all got some issues going on here. So, Mia asks Dorothy a question. Is Chris getting paid? And Dorothy said, if he is, I don't think he'll get paid for this because this is a mess. That's what Giselle said, sorry. Because Dorothy doesn't know, and she still feels like this is not a good thing. So, Robin is in confessional saying, Mia, why would you ask her that? Even though, I mean, we were all wondering that question, but damn, Mia, you just met the girl. And at scale was like, oh no, girl, I ain't into that. Messy Mia is at it again. She's over here asking, Miss Dorothy, is Chris getting paid? Giselle was like, well, is he? I'm like, that's not my business. Okay, well, I'm not mad that she asked because I want to know. Ask all the questions so you can tell me all the answers. Go ahead and ask. Go ahead and ask. So now in Wendy's confessional, Wendy is like, I don't think that Mia has met Candace. So Mia tread lightly. I'm like, rat-tat who? Candace what? Rat-tat, huh? What? Who was Candace? Candace ain't done nothing but picked up utensils and fought. That's what she did. Picked up a butter knife, used a wine glass, twirled around, antagonized people, hand in their face, read them down for filth. Like what? Candace is not Candace is not like a bear or a pit bull we should fear. Like she's not that. Okay, Wendy. So Karen pretty much no, Candace. Since the cars are not officially coming, Candace is asking everybody, can I use their car? And everybody came in a nice car. Well, Karen came in a Maserati. Askell and Wendy and Mia came in Range Rovers. So she's like, can we use your car? Sure. So again, with her asking, is Mia getting paid? Oh yeah, sorry. So while Candace is asking everybody to use their cars, Wendy wants to tell Candace, Mia's asking your mom if Chris is getting paid. She's like, what? Yes, she is. Girl, I ain't got time for it. So Candace is in her confessional. Like, look, listen, Mia, just because your husband picked you up off the curb, gave you a salary, and for you to be a trophy wife with your bubble lips and big feet, get out of my face. I was like, okay. Now, when that happened, I was like, ooh, Wendy. I felt two ways. I felt like, Wendy, was you trying to just I mean, it was messy that Mia asked that question, but that's the question everybody else wants to know anyway. And was it also your place in that time to tell Candace what was being said? Because Candace was already freaking out about how the cars weren't coming, they losing light, the sun was going down, they don't have enough time, they only losing one take. So Candace was really stressed out. So the fact that you want to tell her about what Mia said is instantly going to give her even more ammunition, give her even more riled up, get her more pissed off. Because that could have waited until the next day where the biggest thing that was stressing her the most was over. And I also felt like, Wendy, did you mean to do that to also smite Giselle and Robin? Like if you hear something about a friend, you instantly tell the friend how in a right way. Like, I don't know. I can't say you wasn't looking out for her best interest, but I can also say you wanted to be so quick to tell someone that. Timing is everything, and I feel this wasn't the right time for you to tell her that. I don't think it was. And I feel like you should really get on her mom. Her mom was the one literally saying it to everybody. She's saying it to Karen. She's saying it to Robin. She's saying it to Giselle. She's saying it to Mia. Mia was the only one that engaged in the conversation. But your mom is pretty much an open book and diarrhea of word vomit. She's just talking to anybody, knowing that she's mic'd, saying these things. She even whispers to Karen, I didn't expect for him to quit his job after she got married to become a house husband. Karen's like, nope, come over here. She said, I know he might. She said he quit his job. Yes, that the restaurant closed. But at the end of the day, I want him to move up, redefine himself. She's like, nope. And Karen was like, I just got back on on speaking terms with Candace. I don't need this. Dear Dorothy, get thee away from me with this. Get thee away. So, we're about to the part where they got the formation, they got the dancing, and now they're about to do the whole interaction where the girls come in and dance, and then they see her man, her relationship interest in the video. And while they're about to, do that, Robin and Giselle peeping who her love interest is, and they say, oh my God, he cute, who your name, who you be? If you were 5 inches taller, they said if you lay down, it don't matter. Okay. But Chris is starting to pull up, and he looking pissed. He's like, fuck that shit. And they're like, ooh. And Kenneth does not want to be near him because, no, I ain't got time for it. I'm already stressed out. I'm not going over there. So, her publicist is telling him, turns out, the message for the cars, they didn't get it in time and they weren't coming. But he said, I literally talked to them about coming here on time at 1 o'clock this afternoon. What the fuck happened? And they said, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm like, okay, okay. But Chris is in the back because he doesn't want to bother her and make her even more upset. So he waited until it was over. And Miss Dorothy was, again, whispering to Robin. She said, what was going on? I mean, he was at the house cooking. I thought he was supposed to make money from that. She's like, he's not making no money? He's like, I don't think he is. So the fact that Dorothy is now talking about their finances, and like Robin say, is this your segue of telling me that you're still paying for mortgage over there? After they bought the house, but you paying the mortgage, things are not getting paid. What's going on, Miss Dorothy? You keep on dropping little tea everywhere. She said, maybe you think, Robin asking, you think he's getting too comfortable? Like he could be. He could be, unemployment, a side gig, something. But he is not doing what he needs to be doing. I'm like, oh my God, Miss Dorothy. So the video was a wrap. They did a good job. Chris comes by, Candace sees him. They get a very cute hug scene. She's happy. It was a loving, sweet moment. But it was still some whispers about Miss Dorothy. She's not talking to Giselle because Giselle was like, I did say that I thought he was riding on her coattails. She said, you did? I did. Girl, I thought so too. Oh, was it just me? No, it wasn't you. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Like it came from both Dorothy and Giselle that they think that Chris is riding on her coattails. But that was pretty much the end of the episode. I felt like the last 15-20 minutes episode was full of Miss Dorothy being messy. I'm like, how could you be so willing to talk about your daughter's business like that? How could you? Like, I know, like, she literally went to everybody. Robin, Karen, Giselle, Mia. She went to everybody. Even though Wendy wanted to back Thea away, and Escale, this is not my business, she backed Thea away. But the fact that Dorothy was going to talk to anybody who would listen and to have something to say, she'll do it. I feel like the main person who should be getting the rundown is her mother. Because why are you so happy to be talking about your daughter's business like this? That was really cold for me. I didn't like that at all. Even though the question that Mia asked was question that everybody else wanted to know, but had been no balls to say it. But even though it's not their business, but hey, it is what it is when you're on a reality show. That's it, you guys. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video. I'm gonna see you guys later. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.